Check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Can everyone hear me? Check. All right. Looks like I'm live. Looks like the chat is up and running and people can hear me. So I guess we're all good to go with the Saturday afternoon chit chat with your very own flat earth asshole. Doing? I'm doing swell on a Saturday. I hope y'all folks are as well. Today, the topics we are going to cover are victory versus Vsauce. Yes! And the solar eclipse that's coming. Are you guys gonna go watch it? What do you think causes it? I don't know. And then the third topic is alien protection. Yes, you heard that right. Alien protection. Because we need protection from aliens, apparently. In fact, maybe we should start with that, with the alien protection, because that one's funny, and that can get us talking about other things. 1 second. All right, let me position you guys towards the TV so we can watch a quick video clip. All right. All right.
811 is a free service to keep our community safe. Before you do any project, big or small, PG&E will come out and mark your gas and electric lines so you don't hit them. Call 811 before you did, and make you and your neighbors are safe.
Here we go, guys.
All right, here is an out-of-this-world job opening. NASA is looking for someone to protect the Earth from aliens. We're talking about alien microbes, biological matter. The Planetary Protection Officer, that's a real title, makes sure our planet doesn't become contaminated because of space missions or that we don't contaminate other planets. The job pays a salary between $124,000 and $187,000, plus some really good benefits. But if you don't have, and we're quoting now, experience planning, executing, or overseeing elements of space programs of national significance, the post lasts for just 3 years.
That's an interesting job post, isn't it?
There's only one planetary protection officer for the whole world.
What? Do you guys hear that? Planetary Protection Officer. Let's watch that one more time.
All right, here is an out-of-this-world job opening. NASA is looking for someone to protect the Earth from aliens. We're talking about alien microbes, biological matter. The Planetary Protection Officer, that's a real title, makes sure our planet doesn't become contaminated because of space missions or that we don't contaminate other planets. The job pays a salary between $124,000 and $187,000. But if you don't have, and we're quoting now, experience planning, executing, or overseeing elements of space programs of national significance, don't apply. The post lasts for just 3 years.
That's an interesting job post, isn't it?
There's only one planetary protection officer for the whole world.
Wowzers! All right, so what do you guys think of that? I gotta hear what you guys think of that. DJ Daron says, everyone apply and quit. The problem is they said if you don't have experience overseeing anything of national significance like that, that you shouldn't even apply. So like how many people could actually apply for a job like that? Like basically nobody. NASA would know who they want. They wouldn't need you to come apply for it. They would know who has overseen events of national significance, right? So they wouldn't need to put out an application. That's just there to further indoctrinate the idiots. In my opinion, they do that on the news like a little tidbit on the news. NASA's looking to protect us against aliens. It's like, no, they're not hiring anyone to do that. Shut up. What do you guys think? Captain Obvious is, what's their number? I'll call every day. They didn't leave a number. They just posted it on. They just said that on the news. You guys saw the whole clip. I want to thank my friend Mick from Blue Number Media. He sent me the clip, and he knew I would get a kick out of it. So I got to thank my friend Mick, who lives here in Modesto. And yeah, that's it's funny. $187,000 to protect us against alien microbes. How would you do that? How would you, as a person, anybody, protect us against alien microbes? Okay. Jesse Batello, flat earthers should apply, then expose NASA. That's what I don't know if it's like a real job. I think they just say that to indoctrinate people. Like if you went to NASA's website, I don't know if you could actually find an application. Maybe that'd be interesting if one of you guys go look for it. I haven't done that. I just saw the clip and thought it was funny, and I wanted to talk about it today for a minute. So I don't know if you can actually go apply for it, or if that's just there to further indoctrinate people into thinking that NASA's actually doing stuff with our money. Outlaw Lee, we're trapped. No matter how much we don't like it, we have to pay it. Well, we actually outnumber them. It's all about getting together and making the difference. But they've done a real good job of keeping us all divided. I mean, I was just talking to a flat Earth girl earlier today, and I was saying, even if like you grew food in your backyard and your neighbor grew food in their backyard, if you could get everyone on your block to committing to growing food, and then you guys all traded food amongst yourselves, like even something small like that, like can create a bigger change. Like, okay, if we all commit to growing food in this town and we all trade amongst each other, and that's something that we do in this town, that would bring you closer to your neighbors. You would know, oh, even though I don't like Linda's opinions, I'm gonna want some of her celery because she grows damn good celery, and I grow tomatoes, so we're gonna need to trade tomatoes and celery so that we don't have to go buy the GMO shit from the store that they sprayed with pesticides. So even if you can think of a grassroots revolution where you can get even the people in your neighborhood together, change. I mean, if enough of us got together and put two big magnets together and wrapped a big coil around it and just powered our whole neighborhood, I'm pretty sure that would create a revolutionary change. If you could just get one neighborhood to commit to sticking magnets and coils together and powering and creating a power source, somebody would try to come shut you down real fast. And when that happened, well, tension, I don't know. Now I'm just rambling. Globebusters in the house. What's up, Globebusters? Mokla Jejun says, hey, FEA, I love the name. Fits you like a glove. Oh, well, thank you. Some people show up and they're like, yeah, I see why you call yourself an asshole. And it's like, well, okay then. So, I don't know. My name's a double-edged sword. It disarms people because it's like, what are you going to do? Call me an asshole? It's in my name. Whatever. But then again, some people will say that having the name asshole won't, takes away from credibility. So, whatever. I've had people tell me I should change my name or whatever. But for now, I'm sticking with Flat Earth asshole. Anyway, what else did I want to talk about? Oh, yeah, victory. Victory against Vsauce. So, I don't know if you guys know this, but Vsauce claimed my video. One second.
Out of this world job opening. NASA is looking for someone to protect.
That's not what I want. There we go. All right. Let me get this adjusted. So, I don't know if you guys can read this, but I'm going to read it to you. It says, Earth asshole. That's me. Hi, Flat Earth asshole. Good news. After reviewing your dispute, Vsauce has decided to release their copyright claim on your YouTube video. Video title, Flat Earth Asshole versus Vsauce Round 2. If you earned any money during the dispute, you should receive that money as part of your next YouTube payment. The YouTube team. Yes! You know what that means? That means I won. I won the dispute. You know why? That's because it was fair use, and I had 2 hours of my own material on that video. So when Vsauce claimed it, I disputed it. They said it might take up to 30 days, and I fucking won. I just learned yesterday that I own the video rights, so he doesn't own it. So I won. And that motivates me to now go challenge all the other claims, because I have 10 10 videos that got claimed by other parties, and I always just let it go because I was afraid of like copyright strikes and stuff. But now I've beaten times. This just goes to show you the little guy can win every once in a while. The little guy gets to have a victory, and if you play by the rules and you play by the letter of the law, sometimes things can go your way. So I beat John Wells, and now I beat Vsauce. So I'm thinking maybe I'll go after Bill Nye because he claimed my video that went over 100,000 views. Like my most viewed video is owned by Bill Nye, and I was always afraid if I like went after it, you know, I could get a copyright strike, or you know, they might take the video down completely or something. So I just left it up. But now I don't know. Might have to go after all of them. So if any of you guys ever have the same problem, you got to fight for your right to party or video content create. All right. Do you know the guy with the Flat Earth series who is no longer FE or no longer looking for curvature? No, I don't know who that is. Hey, Flat Earth asshole, add me on Facebook, Damian McDonald. All right. You try to comment on one of my posts, then because even if you're not my friend, you can still comment. If you comment, then I'm more likely. I just have too many friend requests, and I just never go through them. Media in the house. What up, Mick? Hey, bro, I don't know if you saw or not, Mick. I saw your clip. Or I showed your clip to everybody where the NASA's looking for the alien protection. You know, they're looking for one person to protect us from alien microbes contaminating us and us contaminating other planets. So thank you for that, Mick. I just showed it to everybody. Flat Earth asshole, finding the curve guy is Enar Kusk. I have no idea who that is. Sorry. Sometimes I'm out of the loop. It's like I'll make my own videos, and then I have a few of my favorites that I watch, and then live my life outside of Flat Earth. Sometimes, like, just do stuff that's not related, like just go out, take my dog out, like fishing, or you know, go do something like not related to videos or Flat Earth at all. And so sometimes I'm out of the loop on like who's doing what and who are the new guys in the scene and all that mess. So yeah, I don't know who that particular guy is. Chuck Middleton says, who are your favorite channels? Well, it used to be that fraud who said he worked for NASA. You guys know, the dead man who's been melting down. Yeah, it used to be one of my favorite channels. And then Dubé used to be one of my favorite channels. But then after a while, like when you make your own content, things just change. And then after years go by and you see people change and they start not being the same as you once saw them, then like now, I don't know. It's like now I don't have any like diehard favorite channels. I like to watch Dan Pratt. I like to watch Thomas Scott News. Even though Thomas Scott News isn't like, you know, like that much of a Flat Earth channel, he's one of my friends. So I just like to watch him because he's my friend. I like to watch, God, I don't watch that many people anymore, to tell you the truth. I like, when I make a video, I look for ammo in fun of Flat Earth or whatever, but I don't watch that many anymore. I still watch Globebusters from time to time. I still watch Jaren from time to time, but I don't really have a diehard favorite. Before I started making videos, I had diehard favorites. Like I would watch like anything that those two guys I mentioned earlier would put out. Like I had diehard, like anytime they put up a video, I was like, I don't watch it right away. But now, since I start making my own videos, I don't really jump to watch anybody like right away. I don't have anyone who's like, oh my God, because after a while, when you get to know like all these guys, like I, you know what I mean? I've talked to a lot of these people, so, and then everyone makes videos all the time, so it just becomes impossible to keep up with. Like I gotta make sure I'm making videos and keeping up with my own shit now, to where it's harder to watch everyone else and keep up on everyone all the time. But I still watch a good number of people. Anyway, what else was I going to talk about? Oh yeah, solar eclipse. So what are you guys doing for the solar eclipse? I'm thinking of driving out for it to like Oregon and checking it out, but I know it's going to be absolutely mobbed, and I would hate to go all that way and then have like the clouds or weather, chemtrails or whatever block it out. That would really suck. So I'm kind of wondering if I have any people around the Salem, Oregon area who are doing anything. I might head up towards Salem, Oregon. I have a friend who's going, so I might head up. And Flat Earth Asshole, you really should watch a documentary series by Enar Kusk. I don't even know if I'm saying his name right. All right, I'll have to check that guy out, I guess. And then someone, I think, just said they were confused about Vsauce. What? Let me see. I'm confused what this channel and live stream are. I searched Vsauce and it came up. Andy K. My name is Flat Earth Asshole. This is a Flat Earth channel. We do Flat Earth discussion. I show people Flat Earth proofs, different Flat Earth experiments that prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that we live on a flat and motionless plane. And I don't mean completely flat because there's mountains, obviously. It's lumpy, but we don't live on a spinning ball. So Andy K, if you searched Vsauce and you found me, that's precisely what I wanted to happen. And so basically this is a growing movement. It's blowing up. It's the Flat Earth movement. It should sound absolutely fucking ridiculous. You should say that's stupid. That should be what you think. But if you try to prove it to be wrong, you're going to be looking at cartoons and CGI images of a ball Earth that you yourself have never seen from outer space. And they come from a government agency. And all the people who've claimed to have seen that won't work for the government. So you have to trust the government blindly that that's real. And if you try to prove that water curves and sticks to a spinning ball, you'll fail 100% of the time. So you should check into it and try to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that you live on a spinning ball. If you do that, you will become a flat earther. If you say this is retarded and then you go back to watching Vsauce videos, well, then you'll forever be lost in the world of being a complete sheep and not knowing what the hell's going on in reality. But if that's what you want, go for it. You kind of got to start with things like 9/11 and then work your way to like chemtrails, work your way to like Sandy Hook, Boston bombing hoax. And then once you find out that the government lies and that they do evil things behind our back and that the media is controlled, that the newspapers and the TV, they're not going to tell you. Once you figure that out, then Flat Earth will become a little more rational. Whereas if that's the first conspiracy you ever dive into, it's almost too much for people. So I usually suggest you start with some baby conspiracies like 9/11 and then work your way up to those strange lines in the sky like chemtrails. You then get into school shootings, and then once you've figured out that these things can be pulled off, then something like Flat Earth will be less crazy. But yeah, you should check it out. It's a crazy, crazy world out there, Andy K. Algorithms work where my Vsauce videos get you to show up. Yeah, 9/11 was my starting point for sure. I remember like seeing a friend of mine on Facebook. This is literally how I started. I didn't give a fuck about conspiracies, about politics. All I cared about was playing bass and partying and trying to get a good show to play on. And that was always because that was my goal, was I wanted to like have my band make it big and go out on tour. And I wanted to be at least a professional musician of some kind, you know, making money playing music. So that was the only thing I cared about. And one of my friends on Facebook, I remember, said something about that airplanes can't knock down buildings, and that if you think that 9/11, you know, went down the way they say it did, then you're crazy. And it was a friend who I respected. And so I wondered, like, why would he say that? Like, look into what he's saying, because it was somebody who I thought was a smart guy, and it was a friend of mine. Oh, Michael T. Payne. Hey, thanks for the chat donation, buddy. I appreciate that. Thanks, buddy. So before I lose track, so I had a friend on Facebook just make a post, and it wasn't directed at me. He just posted it that 9/11 was an inside job, and that you got to be an idiot to believe that planes can knock down skyscrapers. And so when I looked into it, I found a lot of info about how, you know, the skyscrapers are built to withstand, you know, something like a plane easily. And I didn't know at the time that there weren't planes. So even just going with the planes hitting buildings aspect, the more I looked into it, the more I thought, okay, a skyscraper being taken down by a plane, that doesn't make sense. And then when you find out about World Trade Center Building 7 just falling down and it wasn't hit by anything, and their excuse was that there was office fires, that really sent off bells and whistles in my head, because that meant like anytime a fire breaks out in a building, it can go down. That can't be right, because I've went to casinos in Las Vegas, and you're telling me that if somebody like throws a cigarette inside of like a garbage can and the place catches on fire, that the whole casino's just gonna go brrr would just come toppling down. No way. So it just didn't make any sense to me that what they were saying about these buildings. And that's when bells and whistles were like, oh my God, the government kills people like and lies about it? That's fucking crazy. And I couldn't sleep for days thinking that, like, I believed for almost like a full decade that was true, the official 9/11 story was true. And then I find out like in 2011, 2012 or so that it was all bullshit, like just a wake-up call. And then the very next thing I've had come up in my YouTube feed, because that was when I started watching conspiracy videos, was 9/11, was chemtrails. And that hit me even harder because like 9/11 was like they killed other people in New York. Chemtrails is like, oh shit, they're spraying me and my family with shit. Oh man. And that was like the kicker right there. That was like, oh no, like they're spraying me with shit and my family with shit. And then when I would talk about it, everyone would just look at me like I was crazy. And that really hurt. And when I posted about it on Facebook, most everybody would just say you're stupid and those are just clouds. So that always sucked, to have nobody believe you, even just opening up about the conspiracies right at the beginning level. And so that was always a challenge, but I always wanted to talk about it. I always had this urge to tell people, look at that plane making a line in the sky. That's not a cloud. So it was always that challenge. And I created a page on Facebook called Chemtrails Are Real. It was a little group I created, like my first like act of, you could say. And then from there, I just kept looking into conspiracies, school shootings, all these different hoaxes. And then I saw a friend post on Facebook, it's usually on Facebook, that the earth is flat and NASA is lying. Retarded. Now, I'm into conspiracies and all, but that is retarded. And I watched the video that he posted, and it was like about flight patterns not matching up, and it wasn't that great of a video, so I just dismissed it. But what it did was it made more videos start showing up in my YouTube feed. And so then Dubay videos started going, going by. And, that fraud who said he worked at NASA, his videos would go by. So I would when I clicked on one of those and I saw those guys, then it was like, oh shit, maybe there's something here. And then when I went out of my way to prove it wrong, that's when you become a flat earther, is when every time you go to prove it wrong, like, I'm going to look at the satellite images. Oh shit, those are cartoons and CGI. And so are the satellites, planets that they're showing us. And then when we look at the planets, they're just a dot of light in the sky. But when they show us like Mars, it's like a red rock with ice on it, and there's craters and canyons. But then, like, if you look at Mars through a telescope, it's like an orange-red dot that twinkles. Okay, that's when it all like became clear. But that's a long process. So for somebody who's never dove into any of it, and then you just show up, and the first thing you hear is someone say the Earth is flat, I could see how you'd be like, oh, no thanks. I'm going to go back to watching Game of Thrones and Dancing with the Stars. Bye. Yeah, I could see why it's too crazy. So it kind of takes some stepping stones before you can get to something like flat Earth. But, even 9/11, there's so many people who, like, even when you show them all the best evidence, they'll still say, no, you're crazy. I have a friend who says because he has family in New York that it can't be a conspiracy. He has family in New York, so of course it can't be a conspiracy. You ever heard of anyone say shit like that? All right. Anyway, now I'm trailing off again. Oh yeah, so I was talking about the eclipse. Let's look at the eclipse path real quick, actually.
Protect the Earth from aliens.
Oh, shit. Save the image. Hold on one sec. A little technical difficulty. There we go. Got it. Okay. Let me pull you guys a little closer. All right. So it says it's going to go through Salem, Idaho Falls, Casper, Wyoming, Lincoln, Nebraska, Kansas City, St. Louis, Nashville, Columbia, Charleston. So I live here in Modesto, California. It's a 10-hour drive up to Salem. And I have a friend who's going, but he's staying with family. And I don't really want to intrude on his family. So I have a ride up there. That's a long trip. I could drive up there myself, but my friend's going, so I could hitch a ride with my friend, and I just don't know if I know anyone in Salem or not. So I'm going to reach out on Facebook and maybe on here after this stream ends. If anyone in the Salem area or is heading to the Salem area is doing something, maybe we can meet up or something if you have a spot. So I'm looking for a spot in Salem because I have a ride with a friend. I just don't really have a spot. Only thing I'm worried about is I hear like it's going to be super crowded, and so I don't know. I'm just contemplating whether I should go or not. So it's kind of up in the air. So if I find somebody who has a cool spot, maybe property that I could hang at, maybe so I could film the whole thing and document it, that'd really be really cool. But they're going to be overrun, so it's going to take a lot of prepping, and I'm going to have to bring a lot of supplies because I'm worried about the stores just being overrun and everything gone off the shelves in Salem because of 100,000, 200,000 extra people showing up. So anyway, yeah, I don't know how well you guys can see the path here, but you guys probably have looked at this before. So I'm thinking I'm going to be up in Salem, Oregon, if I do go. It's a static plane. Says FEA debates others, and he does do experiments too. Yeah, my moon craters experiment. Shit, that got a lot of people talking. I remember when I did that, like it kind of brought moon craters back into the light. Like people just talking about like, how the hell are those moon craters made? Because all of them would have to be from direct impacts. And I proved that in a little experiment that I did with my BB gun. That if you shoot projectile, high velocity projectiles into dirt, let's say, it creates, if you do it at angles, it creates dig marks and scars and little like trenches. And the moon should be covered in that rather than just all circles. But side that's facing the Earth, how did the rocks get between us and the Earth, or I mean us and the moon, to hit the moon just perfectly and make round craters? So for all the craters on the moon to be round and like trench marks or scar marks is pretty ridiculous. So I did that experiment. I want to do more curvature like type experiments. I need to go get a P900. I've put that off. I need to go get one. Ever since Jenna Frito did her experiment, that's like the best one because she, in my opinion, because she included Mick West's website numbers and she smashed it. Even though his website knocks down the curvature numbers with math that no one's allowed to see, you just type in the numbers and his curvature calculators knocks down the curve quite a bit. She was able to beat it. So that's been the best one that I've seen. So I need to go get a P900 and I want to try to find a spot where on a clear day I can beat that calculator as well. Because the more times we beat those curvature calculators, the harder it is for the globies to debunk us. Because I've seen people say, oh, there's a mountain 100 miles away, but then they're like standing on a hill or a mountain. And then when you add that, your observer height into an elevation into the curvature calculator, it knocks it down to where then they'll just say, oh, of course you can see that. Whereas when you look across water, and you're right next to the water and it's just your observer height, then it doesn't knock down the curvature quite as bad. So that was one way Jenna was able to beat the curvature calculator in her experiment. And anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, go check out her experiment, and I posted it in both my Neil deGrasse videos. She stands right at the edge of Lake Ontario, to where it's only her 6 feet of observer height, because that's what the globies will use to knock down the curvature. Is they'll use a curvature calculator, which will take your observer height into account. So I would like to find different lakes around here and even the bay. Only problem with the bay here in California is it gets really foggy and crappy. So I don't know how the visibility will work, but on a clear day, I would like to look, 20, 30 miles at something and smash that curvature calculator. So I'd like to see more people do what she did and include the Metabunk curvature calculator in there. If you can beat his numbers that he makes up, basically like his refraction numbers, it puts the globies at a huge disadvantage, because that's what they run to. This 8 inches per mile when you score the mile is like assuming that you're like level with the water curving sloping downward. You got to remember, like, your observer height, you can't just cut 6 feet of observer height off of the numbers. You can't say it's 8 inches per mile and you square the mile and then just subtract 6 feet of height at the end. You can't do that. That observer height like knocks down the curvature significantly, and that's what they're doing to debunk our experiments. So that's why I've been showing Jenna's video over and over and over, is because she beat it twice and she included that curvature calculator. She beat it handily. So anyone who's got a P900, and that's what I need to go get, is go find a body of water where you can get close to the edge, one that's like long enough, 10, 20 miles, 30 miles, and then try to look at something that's not to where you can see the whole thing, like when conditions are clear. And if you can beat his refraction numbers, those are really, really good proofs, because it really puts them at a disadvantage, because then they have to say it's a mirage. And then you get to say, how come it's not upside down? You know what I mean? Just to show you guys how powerful one of those is, Mick West commented on Jenna Frito's videos. He commented on her Facebook. He commented on Twitter. He contacted her privately. He's contacted her privately. The owner of that, or the guy who runs that website, Metabunk. Oh, and he also runs Contrail Science. A webpage that says chemtrails are they're just clouds. Yeah, the evil piece of shit. Yeah, he's been in contact with Jenna Frito. So, I've warned her about him too, and I don't want to go too far into detail of what could happen there, but let's just say that that experiment got under his skin really, really bad, and he's pissed off. And so those type of experiments, I would highly, highly recommend anyone who's got a P900, lives next to a body of water, when conditions are right and clear, go do an experiment at the 20, 30 mile range with your observer height, and try to find like something that you can see that isn't very tall. Smash that curvature calculator. It's not about a super huge distance. It's about smashing that calculator to where even when they say with refraction, much hidden, and you still see it and you still beat their number, they don't have anywhere to turn except mirage. So that's what we all need to be focusing on. So next, when I get a P900, I'm thinking I'm just going to try to like just focus on smashing his website over and over again. But her video is my favorite for that reason. She got him, the owner of that website, science website, to personally address her over and over again. Deal. So, any of you guys doing anything cool for the eclipse? What do you guys think the eclipse is? Is that actually the moon going in front of the sun? Or is it Rahu? Or is it Nibiru? Or is it just something that the sun does every once in a while? Dick Trippenball says, anyone with a penguin next to their name is an idiot acting like a child. I don't want to harp on, anyone too bad or whatever, but I'm not a myself. I think it's kind of lame personally to be represented by a crying cartoon, so I don't subscribe to it, nor do I trust that guy and his upcoming experiment, nor all the different things he wants you to donate to. So I personally am not a penguin fan or whatever, and take that as how you will. So I kind of got to agree with Dick Trippenballs there. I think billboards are a good idea in getting exposure that way, but any sort of experiment that could get somebody killed or hurt or damage property that could blackball the whole flat earth movement, I don't support that in any way whatsoever. And basically the guys, if a guy's selling posters of penguins and selling, merchandise with crying penguins, it's not really helping anybody. You know what I mean? If you sell, if you sell merchandise that promotes flat earth, I'm all for that. Like that promotes the actual message, I'm all for that. And there's a number of people doing that. I don't have any problem with that. But then when it becomes like a character, like you're like Chuck E. Cheese, buy a shirt with Chuck E. Cheese on it. Like, I like pizza, but I don't think I need to buy Chuck E. Cheese. I don't know. Malav says, my opinion on CERN. I don't know what the hell that is, man. They do a good job of keeping people like in the dark. You know, I think they release a bunch of like evil fake shit, you know, like it's going to open up a time dimension loop and they're going to be able to go back and fuss with things, you know, in the past. I think they can say a bunch of bullshit to keep us from knowing what it really is. Like, let's tell them a bunch of stupid evil bullshit so that they don't know what the real thing is. So I don't have any idea what CERN is, you know. I'm more concerned about these towers going up all around me in abundance, these cell phone towers, and that they're just going to keep, hiring these frequencies that are fucking with our brain activity, I would think, you know, messing with the way we make decisions. Sometimes I just feel weird and unmotivated, and I don't know if it's like interference from electronic things like towers and electronic weapons or whatever, or if that's just me being paranoid. And I feel like, I want to get away and maybe go out and be in wilderness for a month and see if that doesn't improve my state of being. Don't ever go do it. Flat Earth asshole, why is it bad to advertise the idea of a rocket but good to advertise it on? Because a rocket is dangerous. Have you ever seen a rocket with a person in it explode? Or maybe just a rocket explode? I just don't want to see anybody get hurt or any property get damaged and then that be connected to Flat Earth. Rocket to be a fucking joke with a sticker on the side that says FE. Be like, oh, that's what Flat Earth is all about, is lame ass stunts like that. I don't know. It just seems weird to me. That's all I'm saying. And it could go off and be awesome. So I could be wrong. Maybe the stunt will be good. I just don't see how it's going to prove Flat Earth in any way. It's not like the rocket's going to go higher than the highest weather balloons that people have sent up. So it's a stunt that could go wrong and draw negative attention to Flat Earth, or blackball Flat Earth in some ways. And whether you agree or not, that's fine. That's just the way I feel about it. I went and met that guy, and he's a nice guy. He made a bunch of fucking signs the whole time, and some of them were behind my back, and some of them I spotted, but I also knew that was what he does, that's his thing. He makes signs and says that's because he wants to take them back from the Illuminati. But I don't know, of all the moves I've seen, man, I don't trust that guy. I've seen how much money he makes. He showed me, and he showed me all the different things he sells. And so when people try to make me feel guilty because I sell one shirt like this one, you know what I mean? And then I see a guy who sells like every possible thing you could think of, and he has a rocket stunt, and I don't know, I'm worried that next year there'll be 100 guys like that. You guys realize online marketing and extorting money from people is a big business? There's guys out there who have no interest in Flat Earth who are going to come along and see this as a cash cow, and all it's going to take is a few people to expose the way they're extorting all this money, through all these different stunts and crowdfunders, and then they're going to come along. And here's a scenario. When I learned how to make this shirt, I watched a few videos because I didn't know about how to make a shirt and put it for sale, because I wanted to make a shirt and put it for sale, one that had meaning and one that kicked NASA in the balls, right? So if you want to make a shirt and you want to find out how to do it, you find websites that allow you to make a shirt and then sell the shirt. So I had to watch YouTube videos on how to make a shirt and sell a shirt. While doing that, I saw this video with an Indian guy, from the country of India, I would think. And he was saying, I don't want to come off racist, but I'm going to do a typical voice. And this is how I sounded in his video. He was like, I sell online shirts. I create shirts for country girls and for people who like to wear country. And so I make this shirt that says country girls do it best. And I designed the shirt that says country girls do it best. And then I buy ads on Facebook in the country girl website. And with this one shirt alone that says Country Girls Do It Best, I sell $10,000 worth of the Country Girl Do It Best shirt. I personally do not wear the Country Girl Do It Best shirt to country music, but I market my shirt to the country girl because they like to wear the Country Girl Do It Best shirt. See how somebody could use that same marketing strategy. Well, flat earth people like to dump money into different things. Flat earth people like to buy all this stuff. So even though I'm not a flat earther, do it for the sake of online marketing. Now, can you imagine when people overseas and when people who are just all about online marketing, kinds of different shirts, just because that's all they want to do is just sell shit. When they find out how it's done, they're going to flood this thing. They're going to try to take it over, right? And so that's what worries me is when I see guys like IPS, and like I said, he's a nice guy. It's done, and I was a bit envious at the time when I saw how many different things he was selling. It kind of worries me that there's going to be 100 dudes by this time next year doing what he's doing, but worse. And how do we know they won't be hired by the government or just dudes who want to take your money? And I was in this thing in 2016 making videos like for free long before I ever put ads on my videos. I made videos for free for a year, and then I found out that you could put ads on the video and make a few dollars. So I'll make a few bucks on my videos, and I do sell my shirt. And we all got to try to make a living. But I'm worried about people who don't care about the message, who don't give a fuck about it, who are going to try to milk it for everything it's worth and extort every dollar bill out of it. And that's one thing I do worry about. Being totally honest. And I went and met IPS at one time, and he made all those symbols, and he was a really nice guy. Showed me all the different shit he does and how much money he makes, and I never talked to the guy after that. And he does his thing, and I do mine. But I'm not affiliated with any of the stunts or any of that, man. And I wouldn't a crying penguin on a T-shirt and try to sell it to you. And I think somebody could come along, guy trying to make $1 and support his family, and start selling you flat Earth T-shirts with penguins on them. Buddy, right? So any of these weirdo trends that catch on, I always worry, man. I take a step back and look at it. So like I say, I think billboards are good because they do get new people looking, but dangerous stunts, I don't know. So I would really, I would be weary of what you decide to put your money into and who you back. That's what I would say. Just say that. I'll be weary about who you back and what you're funding. If it looks like a billboard that'll definitely go up in a good spot and you're behind that, then go for it. But if it's something you feel weird about and, it could be bad, then maybe stay away from it. Flat Earth asshole. Fepe is a meme, just like my shirt. Oh, no, it's fucking not. No, it's fucking not. This is what pisses me off. This is an actual NASA photo. This is something people made up in their head. This is a photo from NASA of them supposedly landing on the moon. Words to it. A picture is worth 1,000 words. I added words to it. Long before there was ever meme, there were pictures and words, and you could put the two together and get people to think. And now, because somebody said, oh, that's just a meme, suddenly like pictures that have a shitload of meaning and words that also have meaning, when you put them together, it's just a meme, and that doesn't count anymore. And a crying penguin is the same as this? With all due respect, no, it's not. This fries people's minds when I walk down the street. I fry people's minds. Even the ladies behind the counter at the grocery store will go, what does that say? And I say, yeah, that's them supposedly landing on the moon. They go, really? Do they do that with a Fepe shirt? Or do they just see a stupid fucking penguin crying? Nobody knows what that is. Nobody asks what it is. Walk down the street with a penguin on your shirt, and I'll walk down the street with this on my shirt. And we'll see who stops and looks. We'll see who says something. If I walk up to you and I say, hey, you're going to go, okay, get the fuck away from me. If I walk up to you and I say lunar module or a homeless tweaker shelter, you're going to say, kind of looks like a homeless tweaker shelter. And you know why I know that? Because I've done it. I went and I did it. Tell IPS to go walk around with a fucking penguin on his shirt. Or you go walk around with one on your shirt. Tell me how many people you wake up. It's different because it fries people's minds. It wakes people up. It's the actual picture of them supposedly landing on the moon. It's the picture of them lying. It's just a fucking cartoon penguin. Sorry to be blunt, and if I lose any IPS lover subscribers over that little rant, if you want to buy this shirt, you can buy this shirt, and you know what? I have absolutely no problem selling it to you. It's only $20, and I have the link in the description below. The link is in the description right here of this video to buy this, which fries people's minds. Or you can go buy a penguin shirt. So that's what I say about that. Okay, so sorry if I got a little heated there, you guys, but every once in a while, when people make comments, it just really blows my mind. Like, they don't sit and think. I mean, anyway. Okay, so, okay, now I lost track of thought. So, anyway, yeah, so those of you just now tuning in, I'm going to recap. I beat Vsauce in my dispute. He claimed my video, Flat Earth Asshole versus Vsauce round 2. Hold on one sec. Vsauce claimed the video, and he, at the time, owned the monetary rights. And I made a 2.5-hour live stream where I would break down Vsauce's arguments in clips. And he claimed it, and so I disputed it, and I beat it. So now I have the rights back to my video. I beat it under fair use. So basically, if you ever have someone claim your video and you cut it up and you put your own content in there, you can dispute it under fair use, and you can win back the rights to your own video or beat a copyright strike or what have you. So the next thing I talked about was alien protection. NASA is hiring somebody to do alien protection. They want to protect us from alien microbes, and they need someone to protect us from alien microbes and protect the other planets from us contaminating them with alien microbes. So go back and watch the beginning of the stream if you want to learn more about how to protect the planet from alien microbes. And then solar eclipse. I'm going to Salem, maybe. I'll watch it and document it. I'm thinking of going to Salem, Oregon. So I'm going to look into whether or not I have any flat earth friends out there. So after the stream ends, if you're in the Salem, Oregon area, or you're going to Salem, Oregon, and you have maybe a spot for me, an extra spot that I could crash or camp spot or something, hit me up. If you're connected to me on Facebook, hit me up on there. So I'm probably, if I am going to go to see the eclipse, I'm going to go to Salem and try to document the whole thing. And maybe I could even live stream. Well, I don't know if that'll work or not, but we'll see. But I'll definitely tape it, and hopefully I don't burn my eyes out. Do you guys think that's bullshit about getting your eyes burnt out when you look at or they just don't want you to look at it? I think that's a way to get you to look away from the eclipse, right? Look away. Don't look at the most amazing thing, right? Flat Earth Court. Jake's a squatter. Let me crash on your couch. No, I live in Modesto, California, here in this apartment where I'm doing this live stream. If I went to Salem, I would need a place to stay because all the hotels are booked and they're charging $1,000 a night because it's in the path of totality. Here we go. You want to get me fired up? This is how you do it. If you're a fucking idiot and you have Flat Earth in your name, like you're some sort of truther, and you say Jake's a squatter, go cover the eclipse. If I go to Salem in the path of totality, I don't know if you've been covering this, there's going to be hundreds of thousands of people flooding every town along the path of totality to where there might not be any food available at the store. All the hotels are 100%. The campsites are 100% booked. Do you understand that? I don't live in Salem. I don't own property there. If I went there and a flat earther who subs my channel lives there and would let me crash on the floor so I could film the fucking eclipse, that doesn't make me a squatter. All right, dipshit? Again, any of you who agree with that guy, piss off. But anyone who lives in Oregon who thinks it would be fun to have me hang out for a day or two at their place and film the eclipse, hit me up. Because there are actually people who might think it would be fun to have me hang around. You know, there are people like who went out of their way to get a hold of me because they wanted me to come crash at their place. That doesn't make me a squatter. That means I have people who support me in different states who, if I went there, would let me stay at their place because there are no hotels available in Salem. Sites. It's in the path of totality. Understand that? Mr. Flat Earth in your name? Jeez. I swear to God, when the real guy gets attacked, yeah, it pisses me off. It pisses me off beyond all belief. A lot of you guys, like, you have no idea. You have no idea, like, if I was to go do that, like, how hard it might be. Like, if I drove with my friend and he's staying with his family, I would have to have someone to stay with. I have to bring all my food with me and supplies and everything. It's a huge deal, all right? But I want to film it. I've never seen an eclipse. I think it'd be great. And if I filmed it, you know, and put it up in my adventure while I was there, shit. Anyway, whew. All right, so now I'm cool again. I just got pissed off for a second there. See, that's the thing. People twist and turn my words. All like, anyone in Oregon got a place, you know, that I could chill for a night or two while the eclipse happens. And then suddenly it's like, Jake's a bum. He doesn't own property in Oregon. Hotel room for $1,000 in Oregon that he booked a year before. No, I screwed that up. Sorry. God. All right, now it's getting dramatic. All right, this whole thing took a turn for the worse. I know how to fix this. Rusty, we need to fix this, Rusty. We need to fix this. Ugh. Whoa, watch out, Rusty. Come on. I'll make Rusty do tricks. All right, Rusty. Hold on. Make sure we're in the camera view, Rusty. All right, here we go. Whoop, up. Lay down. Roll over. Good boy. Sit. Shake. Good boy. Shake. Lay down. Stay. You stay. Okay. Oh, good boy. Uh-oh, do we lose transmission? There. So, which one of the others has a dog that they taught tricks and is that comfortable on camera? Must be because Rusty's a shill too. And I taught him how to do some shill tricks. Because there's no way, you know, he would be that comfortable on camera. Yeah, it looks like the kid shut off for a minute when I took it over. Did you guys get to see him do the tricks or not? Or did it shut off the whole time? Tony Camp says, for 10 seconds, Jake, I had a dog that would grab a beer from the fridge. That'd be awesome. I think I saw that on like Home's Funniest Videos or something like back when I was a kid, that there was a guy that trained his dog to go get beers. He had like a towel wrapped around the handle of the fridge so that the dog could pull open the fridge, and then he would get the beer and then take it to his owner, and then his owner would go, "Well, go close the fridge," and then the dog would go back and close the fucking fridge. It's a classic video. Oh, Home's Funniest Videos. Remember Bob Saget? I sure as heck do. So, maybe I should wrap up this live chat for the day and go do something else now. So, anything you guys want to ask me or say before I go? Anyone want to make any more remarks to get me all pissed off and triggered? I'm sure it's good. It's good TV. Tony Camp says, Jake, pray for clear skies on the eclipse. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about, is getting up there to Oregon and after that long ass drive, and then I'm spraying fucking, you know, crap in the sky. They can control the weather and send in a storm. They can, you know, spray just lines across the sky that spread out just hours before. I mean, who knows? It would really suck to have it obscured. I'm thinking with as many people interested in this one and with all the cameras we have now that a lot of people are gonna get really good footage of this for all over the United States. There's gonna be people who get great footage. So that's good. Like my footage, I don't know. That's what I mean. Like, if I'm going to drive up there, I want it to go down, and that would suck to drive up there and have it be cloudy or whatever. But I guess that's the chance you take. Flat Earth Subgenius. What up, buddy? Some DJ says Rusty is cute, but Fepe is a penguin and is more cute. That's bullshit. Fepe is not a penguin. He's a cartoon, and he's fucking ugly. My dog is way more cute, okay? It's not even a contest. Like, everybody asks me, what's that? He's got the cutest ear. Wow. It's because he's like one of the cutest dogs of all time. Okay. Way better than a stupid penguin. And I'm sorry if that offends you, but it's true. In fact, I might just make Rusty the spokes dog of the Flat Earth. He'll be way better of a mascot. Only so I'm gonna sell. See, that'd be crazy. I'll still start selling Rusty T-shirts, like Rusty the Flat Earth dog. Trust me, he knows it's flat. Jeff the white boy, your dog is fugly. Sorry, most long-haired dogs are. Yeah, whatever. Rusty is the cutest dog of all times, dude. You're stupid. You must also think we live on a spinning ball. I mean, anyone who thinks my dog isn't cute probably also thinks we live on a spinning ball. And you probably guzzle Neil deGrasse Tyson's nuts. And you probably would go down on Bill Nye in a flat second. Like, that's how people are. Anyone who thinks my dog is ugly, the globe, and wants to go down on Bill Nye. That's usually Fred. All right. This is starting to get ridiculous. So, all right. Hope you guys had a fun chat with me on Saturday, and talk at you another time. So I'll give you guys more concrete info over the next few days if I'm going to go do if I'm going to go up to Salem and do the Eclipse or not. I'll figure it out one way or the other, and then maybe I'll turn it into a event and advertise it up and all that mess. So who knows? All right. Well, I'm going to sign off here. Y'all have a nice Saturday. It was fun chit-chatting with all of you, even you globetards and stupid idiots who pissed me off. You guys are cool too. Love ya. God bless ya. See you later. Peace.